Welcome to this deep dive. Are you feeling stuck, like in that endless work cycle, without maybe real joy?
Yeah, that hamster wheel feeling. A lot of effort, but where's it going?
Exactly. So today we're unpacking this concept of the rat race, using some material you shared about growth and living meaningfully.
Right. The source material is pretty direct about it. Our goal, basically, is to figure out what this rat race thing is.
And how we might start, designing a more fulfilling life.
Yeah.
Using just the insights from these sources.
Precisely. And the source really gets into that feeling of like constant effort, but not much genuine satisfaction.
Running hard, but maybe staying in the same place.
Yeah. The rat race, as it's described here, is essentially a lifestyle focused primarily on survival through constant work. You're chasing promotions or more money or status.
But without the actual fulfillment part. The joy isn't there.
Exactly. And the critical point the source makes isn't that the work is hard necessarily, but that it feels, meaningless. It drains you instead of connecting to a deeper purpose.
Right. And it poses that really sharp question. Are you living by default or by design? That kind of makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
It really does. It forces a bit of immediate self-reflection. Are you just going along or are you choosing?
So true. The material also digs into why we get caught in this cycle. Seems like fear is a big one. Fear of change, fear of failing.
Oh, definitely. And just the comfort of routine, It's easier sometimes to stick with what's familiar, even if it's not great.
Plus, there's the societal pressure, right? This relentless grind is often presented as just normal.
Exactly. But the source really challenges that idea. Does normal actually mean right or fulfilling for you as an individual?
Good point. Just because lots of people are doing it doesn't automatically make it the best path for everyone.
Right. And questioning that assumption, that normal, is kind of the first step towards even considering something different, that social pressure is powerful, wanting to belong.
Even if it means sacrificing something important personally. Okay, so if the endless grind isn't the answer, what does a fulfilling life look like, according to these sources?
Well, it paints a picture of alignment. It's about finding work that genuinely excites you, having actual time for your passions, and living intentionally, not just cramming life into weekends or vacations.
Intentional living, I like that.
And what's interesting is how broad the definition is in the source. It's not prescribing one specific path.
So not just quit your job and travel the world.
Not necessarily. It could be starting your own business, sure, or maybe finding remote work that offers more flexibility, or freelancing, or even choosing a deliberately slower pace of life.
Okay, so the core idea is designing your own version of freedom.
Exactly, based on what you personally value, not what someone else says freedom should look like.
All right, that makes sense. So how do we actually start to, break free? The source offers some practical steps. First up, it suggests a real, honest audit of your life.
Yeah, figuring out what drains your energy versus what actually excites you. That self-awareness is absolutely foundational.
Makes sense. You need to know where you are to figure out where to go. What's next?
Following in that self-audit, the source recommends creating multiple income streams.
Diversifying. Like side hustles.
Could be side hustles, yeah. Or developing existing skills for freelance work, maybe investing. The goal is building greater financial resilience.
And that financial piece connects directly to the next point, which is cutting down unnecessary expenses, right?
Absolutely. The logic is simple. The less you need to spend, the less you need to earn through work you might not love. It directly buys you freedom, more options.
Less spending equals more freedom. Got it. What else?
This source also really emphasizes continuous learning. Reading books, taking courses, listening to podcasts like this one.
Hey, nice plug.
Well, the point is, gaining knowledge and new skills gives you power. It opens doors and helps you make more informed choices about your path.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And finally,
and this is crucial, setting goals that genuinely align with you. Not goals based on what society expects or what your parents wanted, but what you truly desire for your life.
That personal alignment again. And the source stresses it's a journey, right? Not an overnight fix.
Totally. It's not about flipping a switch. It's about starting to move, even slowly, in a direction that feels more authentic. Getting started is the key, building that momentum.
Okay, so wrapping it up, the core message seems to be, you weren't just born to work, pay bills, and repeat. there's potential for a much fuller, more purposeful life.
Exactly. And the source really encourages taking action now, starting today with the choices you make to begin building that life. It's about shifting from passive acceptance to active creation.
From default to design.
Precisely. It requires that self-reflection and, importantly, the courage to question the status quo.
Right. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Take a moment and think about how society defines success versus how you personally define a life well lived. And then ask yourself, which definition is currently steering your ship? That's something powerful to consider.